Va, esto debe ser la mesa de trabajo. La artesanía te permite mejorar armas y armaduras. La ciencia te permite crear pociones y trampas. La artesanía te permite mejorar armas y armaduras, pero no me permite crearlas. Ah, que puedo personalizar el aspecto y todo con las mejoras. Claro, por aquí me pide artesanía de nivel 1. Y además son accesorios. A ver qué más por aquí. Oh. El tema de la personalización del equipo es increíble, ¿eh? Vale, ¿y las botas? ¿Cómo se pueden cambiar? Claro, esto si eres guerrero sí o sí te lo vas a tener que subir a la artesanía. Espera. Pensad que aparte de nosotros... Tengo 2 clientes nuevos. Ah, vale, este es del contrabandista de los herejes. Pensad que aparte del equipo para nosotros también tenemos que equipar a los compañeros. Por eso que ahora no estoy vendiendo el resto.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
¿Tiene los ojos cerrados?
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro, and
¿Tiene los ojos
myself.
cerrados?
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
Esto me imagino que tiene que ser un error.
What does Jonas do in his free time? When you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this.
Pues no entiendo cómo puede haber desaparecido. No parece que tenga ningún problema. Ni parece que esté borracho, ni...
That the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called
ya
back
tenemos la
to
pista.
him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
Vale,
I need to be
vamos.
going. Farewell.
No tiene sentido preguntar por el capitán porque ahora mismo tampoco nos hace falta saber nada de él. Final de hierro refinado. Vale, y este de aquí me imagino que debe ser Lauro.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 death winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
No me coincide la voz con la cara que tiene.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand. Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof. Gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left. You get me?
Claro, no quieres que la sepa.
Did Jonas seem troubled to you? The night you
Si dice que estaba demasiado borracho como para ayudar al grumete, pues tampoco va a quedar
Do
muy
you know
bien.
what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mess too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside,
Vale, pues parece que habrá que volver a la taberna.
I recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
Vale. Ahora quiero preguntar a ese jugador.
I need to be...
Strange story this is.
Something isn't right here, I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
A ver, primero vamos a preguntar aquí.
Good day, tavern keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
Primero vamos a preguntar por Constantin,
I'm looking for my cousin. His
porque
name is
tampoco que
Constantine.
vaya
I
progresando la
believe he was
historia.
intent on celebrating his
Y ya que estamos de
departure
paso.
last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age, hair down to his neck, light brown, blue eyes, quite the talker.
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight.
Ah, nuestro
I
primo
hope
fue el
you've
que
come
inició
to
la pelea.
reimburse me.
Fantástico.
Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it,
Ahora somos carpinteros.
I'll be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
Tacos metálicos. Ah, pues mira, tengo la cantidad justa.
That's not a small sum.
Oh, the father is for...
De paso también vamos a preguntar por lo del grumete.
I'm looking for a Nort, a young cabin boy who's been missing roll call for 2 days.
Hombre, 25 monedas
No, you say?
obviamente no es mucho, pero ahora al principio del juego es
There are
mucho
quite a
capital.
few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping in my establishment. You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
Vale.
I need to be off.
Goodbye.
Vamos a hablar primero con este. Y luego vamos a reparar los muebles.
Recognize
Sea
you.
donde sea que estén.
Am I in your debt?
Este también está enfermo.
Have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I am here. I'm looking for a Nort that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
Vale.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Grumete ocurrió aquella noche. Información sobre el hombre
Who
rico.
was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, sir. You are in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone...
Thank you.
This man is completely owned by his love
Vale.
for the game.
¿Esto?
You think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from
A ver, igual está por aquí los muebles. ¿Ves? A ver si podemos ver de este modo donde se supone que están los muebles rotos. Ah, vale, es este.
The furniture is in terrible condition. The fight must have been extremely violent.
It looks as if it's fixable. I've seen worse. We'll need to build some metal dowels, but once done, we can make them like new.
And there you have it. You'd never guess they were once broken.
Práctico.
Well then, were you able to repair it all?
Yes, just like new. Or nearly.
That does indeed look like fine work. You know what you're doing.
I would hope. Can you tell me where I can find my cousin now?
Your cousin is either a very bad joker.
Se puso a meterse con una banda de rufianes de los barrios
He
bajos.
went and insulted a band of ruffians from the lower boroughs. Dangerous fellows. They've a storehouse they operate out of a few streets from here.
What kind of business do they run?
Several, actually, and they're all illegal and profitable. In any case, if you were set on recovering your cousin...
Thank you for the information.
Off with ya. Anything else?
Vale, pues ya sabemos dónde está
I
el
need to be
primo.
off.
Goodbye.
Nos encargamos del grumete. Y vamos a rescatarlo. Que me da a mí que el que se esté un ratillo más con esos rufianes seguro que le ayuda a espabilar un poco. Vale, si sacase de allí.
Might I help you, sir?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Bonitos cuadros. Venga, ¿en serio?
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lord de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We're looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see.
¿Eso de ahí es un bonsai?
I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
Habéis recuperado a vuestro hijo mediante un secuestro.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These
Bueno, los
witnesses
borrachos
are all in
suelen ser
agreement that
más
it's their
honestos
testimonies
que no
that
la
have led me to
nobleza.
your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
Claro.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced. It seems
ya
that
empieza a
we've been
criticar.
protected from the turpitudes of our own nation and their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact. It sounds like some
No
fear-inducing
acabo de
story.
cuadrarme del
The
todo.
Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Está claro que la mujer oculta algo. De hecho, lo más sencillo sería hablar directamente con el supuesto hijo. Menos mal, no es un cofre de estos ocultos. Tricornio usado. Martillo de pinchos usado, todo para mí. Pierdo defensa. Me aumenta un 10% la probabilidad de botín. Que viene conmigo. Tendré que mirarlo.
Sir, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled depart.
I'm still without news of...
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Naut. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us?
Pues venga, a dar más vueltas.
Sir de Cosilion's a veritable...
Lo fácil que hubiera sido si la mujer me hubiese dicho directamente dónde está el hijo para hablar con él.
But I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
Vamos a preguntar primero sobre el contrato y luego el futuro papel.
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child due to some contract with the Nauts.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there has always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nauts. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation
No entiendo, ¿por qué
has
piden
passed
niños en
such
los
a call,
contratos?
and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son because of some agreement signed between my uncle and the Nauts?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly.
I will do my best.
O sea, por un grumete podemos tener problemas graves.
For ugly,
Vale.
that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
Vamos a ver si con esta información podemos sacarle la ubicación del hijo. Bueno, del supuesto hijo. ¿Esto? Nota a la atención de la sirvienta. Me gustaría preparar varias comidas y las llevaras a los almacenes que tenemos en el canal. Mi marido tendrá que trabajar allí.
This document mentions another property, a warehouse.
That would be a great place to hide.
Mira, me parece que al final no hemos tenido que discutir. De hecho, mejor, porque es posible que la esposa ni siquiera nos diera la información que queríamos, incluso con esto.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
Espérate, porque estoy viendo que me dice que tengo que ir abajo. Y si me dice que hay que ir abajo, yo me voy arriba. ¿No hay nada para llevarme? Vale. Pues abajo.
So Desade, what are you doing here?
I've come looking for your son. The Naughts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Naughts took him from us, but now we've got him back, and he'll be staying with us.
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to say, Sir Fontaine?
No sé si utilizar lo de la carisma. Antes tenemos el 75% también y nos ha fallado. Intentémoslo.
You've taken your son against his will and have him locked up like merchandise in a warehouse. Is that what you call being a good father?
If I hadn't taken him back, he would have been hauled off
Éxito.
on one of the cursed ships.
If that's what he wants, then why would you want to stop him?
For his mother. She misses him so. But in the end, you may be right. My boy has changed. He hasn't spoken a word to me since we've been in this precarious...
Normal, eres un extraño para él.
Very well. Take the key and take him away. Cursed be the day I delivered my son unto the Naughts.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir. Farewell.
Bueno, no hemos tenido que pelearnos. No veo nada. A ver, yo recuerdo que... Ah. Así que eso es para la luz. Bueno, igualmente la voy a apagar. No sé si esto consume aceite. Lo dudo por eso. No tengo ni idea de si estoy yendo por donde tocaría, ¿eh? Creo que no. Ah, otra vez forzar cerradura. Un momento. Voy a intentar... Espero que no. Vale. Lo digo porque no sé si en caso de que tengamos un compañero con esa habilidad podamos abrirlo. Para compensar las habilidades que no tenemos nosotros con las de los compañeros.
Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
Yes. Even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his mind. I feel more sorry for my mother. She seems so sweet and happy to see me.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard
Claro,
to
tienes
feel
razón.
close after all that. My family is the Naughts. I am sorry for my parents.
Yes. You should still go...
Vale, y con eso me parece que solo nos falta encontrar al primo. Bueno, rescatar al primo. Vale, estos no me atacan. ¿Hola? Ah, espérate. Que se me ha acabado el... Ahora. Me imagino que igual nos podríamos haber infiltrado por aquí. De haberlo querido. Bueno, vamos a informar al capitán. Vaya, me he metido a buscar al primo sin querer.
That vulture of a tavern master was right. It is Constantine's voice. It's coming from the floor above.
It sounds as if he's locked up.
And I have a feeling they're expecting company. Be careful. The slightest itchy word to these brutes will have them drawing blades to scratch it.
Negotiation may be the solution. As you say, this breed of brutes won't spit on ransom money.
What a waste. I'd rather sneak around them than give half a coin to these seedy fellows.
Vale, veamos cómo podemos liberar aquí al primo.
It's blocked.
La puerta está bloqueada. Esto tiene pinta, efectivamente, otra vez podríamos haber explotado esto. Que por cierto, ¿cómo lo hago yo para agacharme? No, no. Ah, aquí está. Detección de enemigos. Si detectan, indicador sospechoso en amarillo y detectado. Vale.
Don't be an idiot. It's obvious that he's a noble, a rich man. He needed to be taught a lesson.
No me ven, no me ven, no me ven.
With all those posters we posted, someone with deep pockets will show up sooner or later to liberate.
Me he podido colar del tirón.
He's making a great deal of noise. We could knock him out or gag him.
A ver qué hay por aquí. Vale, no tengo llave. Eso significa que tiene que haber alguna llave en alguna parte de aquí. Ah, por aquí parece que no hay ninguna.
Locked. I don't have the key.
También está cerrado. Ah, mira, ahí está. Llave de la celda. Ah, vale, no es la llave del... Vale. Vamos a ver cómo está nuestro querido primo.
has been monumentous, gentlemen, but I have more important things to attend to. An island to govern, treaties to sign, riches to expedite, and a demanding father to impress.
Constantine, it's me!
My dear cousin! Oh, my lucky star! Always there to pull me out of my fires.
I do what I can. We're departing soon. Your father wasn't pleased by your absence this morning.
Have you ever seen him happy about anything when it comes to me? You know what he thinks of me.
He cares about you, I know that. He appointed you governor, didn't he?
He is ridding himself of a source of constant disappointment. Enough said. Today we set sail for adventure. If you only knew how these river scum treated me. Do me a courtesy, good cousin. Now that we stand boldly alongside the brave Kurt, let's give them their money's worth.
They haven't spotted us. We could sneak out of here silently. We have a ship to board.
You've always been the reasonable
A
sort.
pensar que igual tendrían algo por aquí.
You think these brutes deserve a punishment?
Yes, without a doubt. But don't you think there are more pressing matters? Kurt?
It is your highness's decision to make.
Bueno, pues como parece que no encontramos la llave, me voy a ir directamente. Ahora sí, algunas cosillas hemos sacado. Vamos a intentar... Igual antes por aquí abajo no hemos podido entrar, pero eso significa que no podemos salir. Llave de criminales de... Ah, espérate, esto será la llave del cofre de arriba. Vamos a subir de nuevo. ¿Dónde estaba el cofre? Aquí, no creo. Efectivamente. 70 monedas, munición, poción de furia... Vale, me lo llevo todo. Desbloqueamos y salimos. Y aquí no ha pasado nada.